So hello and welcome to another video. This video needs a little bit of background. So I like watching videos by Jan of Jan Plans Things. She does really beautiful watercolors in her bullet journal, and through her I came to be aware of this thing called handmade watercolors. Now I had no idea this was possible beforehand, and after seeing her try out some, I became a little bit obsessed with trying out some of my own. So I looked around, I did some research, and I finally the other day got a dot card from Peppercon Arts. This is the Wildwood Collection. It's kind of funny because I don't really do much nature drawing, but it has a lot of browns and greens and colors that I really like. And so I decided to try them out and do some swatches in my sketchbook and see how the colors look like when actually painted. So let's do this. I can't wait to see what they actually look like. Alright, so I took the card out of the wrapping. There are 18 colors here. Rouge Pozzuoli, Verona Green Earth, Lemon Ochre, Nicosia Green Earth, Dragon Blood, Barite White, Vine Black, Mayan Blue #1, Havana Ochre, Slate Grey, French Turquoise, Graphite, Buff Titanium, Burnt Umber, Venetian Red, Violet Hematite, Antica Green Earth, and Burnt Sienna. And I also got this little card with a bonus color, Hansa Yellow. This is very exciting, so let's get to swatching. I prepared, as I said, this page in my sketchbook, and I marked the color names as it relates to the card laid this way, so it will be a good reference. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so I'm starting with Rouge Pozzuoli. What I'm going to do is try to get the most saturated color possible for a small square swatch, then dilute it into a gradient to see how the color behaves when diluted. I'm not really testing for opacity. You can see there are no lines to the swatches. I mostly want to see what the colors look like. Next up are Vine Black and Buff Titanium. Buff Titanium is a color that puzzles me a little bit. It's quite opaque and a sort of off-white. I'm not sure what I'd use it for, but I do like it. After that we have Verona Green Earth, which is a very light color. I was actually quite surprised. Next up we have Mayan Blue #1. This one made me go, oh wow, when I diluted it. It's such a beautiful color. Then the next one is Burnt Umber. This is a color I use a lot in my standard palette of commercial colors. It's a really useful color for shadows and skin tones and the likes. The next color is Lemon Ochre. Now, I'm not much of a yellow person usually, but this one is very mellow and I do like it quite a bit. Havana Ochre is an orange brown, reminding me a little bit of raw sienna, but maybe a bit more orange. Next up is Venetian Red. I've never used a red like this before. It's so muted yet rich. It's really interesting. Then we have Nicosia Green Earth, another green earth color. Also pretty light in tone, but cooler, more towards blue than Verona Green Earth. It's really pretty and gets really transparent very quickly. Slate Gray is interesting. It's kind of a silvery color. The next one is Violet Hematite, which is another one which made me go wow when I put the brush on the paper. It's so rich and deep. Dragon's Blood is lighter than I expected. French Turquoise is probably the brightest color of the whole collection. It really pops and is quite cheerful. But I think it's the only one rated very good for light fastness rather than excellent. Then we have another Green Earth. Antica Green Earth is a lot more brownish. It reminds me a little bit of the Buff Titanium, but a sort of a green version of it. Barite White is just very, very white. It's a little bit hard to see on this paper. Graphite is a very interesting color. It feels a little bit like painting with a pencil, so it's exactly what you'd think it would look like. And then Burnt Sienna. It's another color which I have a commercial version of it on my standard palette. It's also useful for skin tones. Finally, we have Hansa Yellow, which is a bonus color. It's not part of the Wildwood Collection. Again, I'm not much of a yellow fan, but this one is bright and very warm, and I think I like it. Alright, so the swatches have dried a little, and I just have to say, wow, those colors are gorgeous. They are beautiful. A lot of them have a lot of granulation, which makes sense due to the fact it's called the Wildwood Collection, so for a more nature inspired theme for nature paintings. Especially you can see in the violet hematite, which is a gorgeous color. I'm absolutely in love. I don't really know what I'm going to use it for, but I'm going to find a way because it is absolutely gorgeous. And look at how the slate gray sort of breaks apart here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's amazing. The Mayan blue is also beautiful. It looks like almost like a cross between maybe Prussian blue and Payne's gray, like a bluer Payne's gray, which is one of my favorite colors. The green earths are very, very delicate, which surprised me a little. I was expecting a bit of a stronger color, but they are beautiful. I really love the Nicosia green earth. The dragon blood was a little bit disappointing at first because it's so pale, but the texture of it is just amazing. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's very textured and it's just beautiful. The graphite, you can't really see it on the camera, but it shimmers. It's a shimmery color. It's so nice. I'm going to find a way to use that one too, because I love sparkly colors. So this is the palette. I don't do a lot of nature paintings, but I do love muted colors, and those are certainly beautifully muted, except maybe for the Hansa yellow, but this is a bonus color and not included in the palette. I have to say that it is gorgeous. I'm not much of a yellow person usually, especially not bright yellows, but this one is really beautiful. I'm really happy with this, and I'm going to sit and think I need to use them all in a painting. So that's it. That's the swatches. I hope I'll get to try out some other handmade watercolors. This is really interesting. I'm just getting started into in learning about actual colors. I usually just paint with what I have, so this is like a whole new world for me. So I hope you find this video useful, and do let me know if you would like to see me swatch some more things. Of course, please subscribe if you haven't already, give it a thumbs up if you found it useful, and leave a comment which one of these is your favorite. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!